Hi there, everyone. Getting this all set up. Oh, wait, I forgot. I have this set up wrong. There we go. Since I'm going to be turning this into a video. Okay, so we have an issue. I thought I was done yesterday. I was wrong. I need to get rid of all of this. I don't know who that is. What the heck? Okay, and then... Hello, I'm... Hello, copyright. Okay, I'm nervous about this. This might... Oh, that just replaced 2 million blocks with water of water with air. If this goes wrong, it's gonna suck. Perfect. So we had a nice little lag spike, but then it got rid of 2 million blocks of water. That's good. No! I gotta turn this back into concrete powder. Hello, Turbo. Okay, I thought I was done with this yesterday, chat. However, unfortunately, something not great happened today. And I had to modify the tank, and I want to make sure that this remains accurate to it. That plant over there, my beloved Coolie Loach Richard, I walked in this morning and it was through his mouth and out his gills. So he essentially, like on one of these, it went in his mouth and then out his gill, and then he swam all the way down. So there was that much sticking out through his gill. And thankfully he is still alive. However, he's recovering right now. His gills are a bit swollen and red. Scared the heck out of me. Copyright, I'll send you a picture later. But I had to remove that plant and treat the tank. He was going to get some friends today, the Harlequin Rasboras. However, I decided just to give him some time. He also ate all the Daphnia, which is kind of funny. I didn't think he was that much of a big bag. Low-key, I might just make a series of building all my fish tanks in Minecraft. Low-key. I have a big fish tank coming up. a 60 gallon that I'm planning out and gonna work on. Hello, Zero. On the other hand, since Richard is in this 10 gallon, my 5 gallon was free. So I went and got 3 pygmy Corridora catfish. And they're so derpy. I did move this plant to that one because there shouldn't be an issue. Like, genuinely don't know how Richard got himself in that position and how that happened. But that has not been an issue with any other fish that I've ever had ever, or that um, anyone at my local pet store has ever encountered. Here is a rage painting. So as long as Richard's good tomorrow, I'm going to go pick up the Harlequin Rasboras. It won't download. It depends on how you're downloading as. And it depends on what you're editing in. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this plant. And then I'm trying to figure out what other, if I want to put a different plant there. Because I feel like the tank's going to be off balance. I do have some money wart, I believe is it's called. So I could potentially do that. Let me look at that real quick. Let me pull it up. This is kind of what mine looks like. Oh, whoa, I just saw that. My bad. Thank you very much, copyright. 3,000! My goodness, thank you so much, copyright. Didn't even care. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm saying thank you. Thank you so very much. I mean, didn't even care. You just gave me 15 bucks. Thank you. What the heck? That one looks awesome. Thank you for that, copyright. Thank you for the 1,000 jewels. My goodnism. I think you just paid for 3 Harlequin Rasboras. So, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go back over here and look. I mean, it's not bad. When I look at the tank, it doesn't feel horribly off-center. What? Why was that there? What? I got rid of them. Are my shaders messed up? Actually, what? What is that? It's not. That's not there. My shaders are shadering things that don't exist. You're a Harley Quinn. Not. Not a Harley Quinn Rasbora. Harlequin. Okay, so what was up with this then? Why am I rendering stuff that's not there? Why am I still rendering stuff that's not there? I feel like that's a Distant Horizons issue. Let me just low-key. Why is it still there? There we go. F3 and A. You like yours. Let me check something real quick on Aqua Advisor. Let me try this. Let's see here. Get 2, name 1 Harley and 1 Quid. Hashtags in the description or title. If it's short, if I always have hashtags in the description, but if it's shorts, you can bump some of them up to the title for higher priority. Ooh. Yeah, I just had an idea. I just had an idea. Today, I got three, three. How much is like idea gonna cost? Well, I mean, it's all been funded already. Um, and everything is greatly appreciated. My idea is that I currently have three pygmy corridoras. Let me pull these up real quick. I have three pygmy corridoras that I got today in my 5 gallon. They're so cute. They're so derpy. Love them. What if I add these three from my 5 gallon tank into the 10 gallon, in addition to the six Harlequin Resboras? I've checked everything. Parameters align. Everything's golden there. But the question is, what do you guys think? How's Richard? Richard almost died today. Bro scared the heck out of me. Let me send myself the picture on Discord so I can show y'all. It was terrifying. I was quite concerned. Okay, here's the picture. He impaled himself, like, this plant through his mouth out his right gill, and he went all the way down the plant. Oh, yes, yes. Thank you for saying that, copyright. This could be disturbing to some viewers. This fish is alive right now. I handled the problem immediately. This is just to inform people. Um, Out his gill. So I'm treating him right now with some Melifix, which will help him regrow and help him with anything that may have been injured. One of the local fish shop owners has not seen that happen in 14 years. In his 14 years of working in the pet industry. Did I give him mouth to gills? Okay. Back to the topic at hand. Back to the question at hand, chat. Do I, in addition to the six Harlequin Resboras and Richard the Coolie Loach, in the 10 gallon, add the three pygmy corridoras that I have? They will all fit in there with plenty of filter capacity left, plenty of space. They're all peaceful. They meet the parameters. What would you guys think about that? Do it? Okay, that's one for doing it. Copyright, Ray, Kelsey. I don't know if Bob's here. You missed it. Essentially, copyright, what I'm saying is, do I add the three pygmy corridoras that I have to the 10 gallon with Richard and the six Harlequin Resboras? There's plenty of filter capacity. There's plenty of space for them all. They're all peaceful. I think they could suit the tank quite well. Breed, Pygmy, Dora the Explorers. So is that a yes, a no? I mean, that means I'd get to build them here. I suppose all. Bro, what? Oh, I almost fell backwards. Okay. First things first. With that choice, this series has now extended by at least this stream, if not potentially one more stream after this. Hello, Toxic. I'm doing fairly well. How are you, friend? I am going to be adding Moneywort. Again, not a sponsor. This is what it looks like. And I have some right now. And it would go in the corner well because Richard wouldn't impale himself on it. My goodness. He's actually in. Right now, he's like dangling out of the Ludwigia Mini Super Red Mini. Like just fully dangling. He is nocturnal, so. But still. Sorry, even the stream's even really busy. It's okay. No worries. So. Moneywort has a darker green and then a lighter green stem. And darker green leaves. Pine Host. Yes, I am a Pine Hosting sponsor. I am sponsored by Pine Hosting. Polar Stream Ladder? Huh? Okay, here's the way mine's kind of set up right now. It kind of like goes back a little bit. Like the different... And then I have a plant weight around them a little bit. And then they come up and they like do their little thing. Not dissimilar to the Ludwigia Mini almost. Except it's not red. And it is a bit easier to manage because you can just get it as a bunch plant. I've heard about it growing up to the top of a tank, and then it like goes out to the side to like cover this top of it. It's kind of neat. Will I stream later? Yes, most likely. It feels weird that I'm not in a VC right now. Copyright blarp in the chat if you want me to join a VC. Okay, and then there's that, and then I'm gonna come out over here. Copyright, are you working today? Are you on? W0 for the shameless plug. So you are off today. Should have told me that. I used an XL last night. Wait, are you off tomorrow then too? Why you sent me the schedule? Bold of you to assume that I remembered that you sent me the schedule. Even bolder of you to assume that I remembered that there was a schedule at all. Okay, now for the money mort, I got a... They're like little teardrop shaped. However, I'm just gonna kind of do like that. Seeing as I... Or like that even, and then just do several of them. Seeing as I have to do quite a few leaves. And then every now and then I'll give it a double. Have a good one, Zero. That the effort's there. That's what matters. Hello, JC Vinny. Welcome. How are you today, friend? Okay, so I think actually wait, there's a long strip there. Okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but Richard won't be able to do his thing and impale himself on him, which is that's positive. That's good. Okay, now I need to build the pygmy quarries, which I'll probably do over here. And they look like this. I'm going to try. It's probably going to take me several iterations. I'm going to do one today. And then I'll probably do a pillar stream with copyright. And most likely Turbo, because he's going to stream snipe. Okay. Let's go. Let's go eyeball. Eyeball. Wait, no, we'll go eyeball. Nope, that's too close. That looks like a duck. It's almost like I need to start with a tube. Okay, they're a little thicker, but they thin out at the nose. I have this little mouth. Kind of like that. I mean, technically they could. An entire server could. Actually, that'd be so funny. I made a terrarium in Minecraft, and I made my viewers live in it for 50 days. Oh, man. Why is that Loki not bad? Big fish. See, the thing is, it's not even that big. The thing is, this is a 10-gallon fish tank, except I made it so that every inch in real life is 10 blocks in the Minecraft version so that I could have it to somewhat scale. It's a small fish. Let's see. This part comes back and up. It's like that. Supposed to be a pygmy fish. The idea is it's a pygmy Corridora. I'm working on it. I know it's not that great. I'm trying though. Need the gray glass. Hold that in mind. I do. I also have Axiom, so it'll be easy to copy them. However, you gotta build them to have something to copy in the first place. These go back more. Tail. Out kind of like that, and then tails typically have an in divot, and then back out. That's shockingly not terrible. I'll probably add these guys to the tank tomorrow. Because currently I have all the plants like that. I do need to add this one. I might wait a couple more days on these guys just to give them a little quarantine first. I will be adding the Harlequin Rasboras to the tank tomorrow. And then the snails are already in there. And then we should be about done. And then with the real life tank. And then I will get to work on editing this 5 to 6-ish hours of footage. Maybe 6 or the other number of hours of footage. Down to a nice little, I don't know, 10 to 15 minute video. That will get 57 views. Scale model or real tank. Not at all, Turbo. That's kind of funny. It is. The idea is I'm building this tank in Minecraft, and then I'm scaping a tank in real life after this tank. And then in the video, I'll be revealing the actual tank as well. That's based off this model. Of course, I can't control where the fish and the snails are, so I just kind of built them in specific locations. However, the plants look the same. I have black sand. I have escaped out in front of that. Currently, I have my Coolie Loach Richard in there. So yeah, I'm gonna get these other two pygmy quarries. I don't think they're terrible. They could be better. I did my best here though. Little fish houses for the tank. I do not. However, they have this plant, and that plant that they can hide in. I prefer a more natural look to my fish tanks. And if I had fish that ever really, like, truly needed to super hide, I would add a terracotta pot. However, I have Richard in there right now. A black Coolie Loach. And even though he's nocturnal, he does fine. He just hides in the plants all day. Okay, let's use Axiom. My goodness, Axiom's so phenomenal. They stay pretty close to each other, so I'm just going to do this like little trio right here. Nocturnal? Yes. I like Richard as well. Okay, and then get rid of that. That's why I have him hiding under the filter there. Because under the filter, it's nice and dark typically. Okay, let's come back over here and see what we think. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. I'm very pleased with this. Very pleased indeed. Let me... Baby quarries are vibing. Wait, where's the other one? There it is. Richard, where did you go, friend? Richard is currently vertical in the Ludwigia Super Red Mini. Chinese tailbar lionfish. First off, lionfish meaning either incredibly invasive and or venomous. So that's a no-go, especially for a 10-gallon tank with all these other peaceful fish. Lionfish are also typically saltwater fish, and this is a freshwater tank. Not really my cup of tea. I prefer smaller, more peaceful fish. If I was going to get I am going to be getting a 60-gallon breeder fairly soon here, and I'm just going to build a nice community tank with the largest, I think the largest fish I'll have in there is a German blue ram. Well, 4 of those. And then I'm going to have, 6 to 8 pygmy cories, 5 coolie loaches. I may move Richard in there. We'll see. I'm going to run some, I think I'm going to run, let's see, I can go 8 or 9 bleeding heart tetras. No, 6 to 8 bleeding heart tetras, blue angelfish. See, that's kind of angelfish, not really my cup of tea. If I'd probably sooner keep a discus than I would keep an angelfish. And I'd sooner keep a Jack Dempsey, an electric blue Jack Dempsey, than I would a angelfish. Or a discus. But the thing about those guys is they need larger tanks, and if I have one tank, not one tank, if I have one large tank that is going to be the last tank that I purchase for the next several years of my life, I'm not really going to do, 2 or 3 fish in that tank. I'm going to do smaller fish, and I'm going to make a big old community tank that has more to watch, more to see. But I mean, you never know. I am planning to get that tank fairly soon here. The last tank that I'll get before until I move out. So for the next, I don't know, 2 to 4 years. Unless I just randomly blow up tomorrow on YouTube and, make 6 or 7 beans. Okay, I need to move this whole thing out with Axiom. I need to clone it. And to crash the server real quick. Actually, that shouldn't. It's the Axiom plugin built for servers so that they process differently. Okay, now this is going to be a bit rough because World Edit does not have the same consideration. It's going to be nothing, and then bam, simple little goldfish. I could not happily and with a good conscience keep a simple little goldfish in a 10-gallon tank. They need way more space than that. I know they're advertised as being this perfect, oh, it's good for a bowl kind of fish, but Like, really, they need like a 20 gallon or more. Perfect. There's the water. Really, they need 20 gallons or more. Good filtration. And at that point, if I was going to get a fish for a 20-gallon tank, unless it was like one of those really nice fancy goldfish, I'd probably just skip it and go with some other fish. And now for the harder part. I'm all the way back here. And I need to line up the green. And firm. Hello, Jesse. That's funny, Turbo. And while the server processes this, yes, there we go. So now we've done the quote-unquote impossible, and we have water directly touching black concrete powder for the sand and the substrate, courtesy of Axiom. Then this is all going to disappear as the server catches up, does its thing. Not going to be playable. I am going to host an event, actually, probably within the next week. I'll host an event. If you'd like to join my Discord server and learn more about that, I will probably host some kind of hide and seek event or something in here where y'all can swim and be fishies. And the giant fish tank. Have a good one, Shadow. Okay. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. I hope you have a blessed day or night, depending on where you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. God bless. Bye there.